Hi guys, so a number of farmers took part in a protest, if you could call it a protest. While they drove their tractors through Swindon on Saturday, they didn't really block roads or dump manure outside the Tory HQ. They did drive past the Conservative Party office in the town, however it's likely there was nobody there at the time. The drive past was to show how angry farmers are with the government post-Brexit. They've been thrown under a tractor by the Tory government when it comes to the promises they made before Brexit, but also how British farming is going to be undercut following terrible trade deals with the likes of Australia and New Zealand. I think it's important to clarify something that many people seem to have forgotten when it comes to both farmers and Brexit. The National Farmers Union, which represents about 70% of farmers, supported remaining in the European Union. They understood that Brexit would be bad for Britain. However, while they represent a large number of professional farmers, they don't represent all. And while they were against Brexit, it doesn't mean that individual farmers weren't supportive of leaving the European Union. I feel sorry for those who voted to remain. They are going to be punished along with those who voted to leave. Along with fishermen, farmers were sold promises by dodgy politicians. While some of them are out of office, unfortunately some are still in positions of power. It's interesting to look back at this BBC article from 2016 explaining the opposing viewpoints. It says, the NFU says more than 70% of full-time farmers in England and Wales are members. The resolution comes after the NFU in Scotland and Tenant Farmers Association both expressed support for remaining in the European Union. However, the Farming Minister George Eustace, who's currently the Environment Secretary, who wants to leave the EU, said virtually every problem that the NFU complained to me about is a direct consequence of dysfunctional EU law. Why isn't he being held to this statement today? He said farmers who want to see change and a better future should vote to leave. Last month, Prime Minister David Cameron, who is campaigning to remain in the European Union, warned British agriculture would suffer if the UK votes to leave the Union. He said farmers could lose as much as £330 million on lamb and beef exports if Britain were to leave. I'm no fan of Cameron, but he was right here. However, the former Environment Secretary Owen Paterson, the disgraced one who resigned recently over corruption allegations, has said Britain's farmers would be better off outside the EU. The Conservative MP said Britain would be free to set its own subsidies and its own environmental policies. Well, how's that working out? Because subsidies have dried up and environmental policies have seen raw sewage being pumped into lakes and rivers. However, there's another problem with farmers, and it's not just that many voted for Brexit, but they continue to vote for the Conservative Party. Until this ends, my sympathy for them will be limited. Let me know in the comment section, guys, what you think. As always, your comments are greatly appreciated. Thanks a lot.